right, everybody, welcome to 2026, January 6th, 2026, to the Wayne Township Board of Trustees meeting. And we have anybody that is here and hasn't signed in, please sign in back in the back there. May I have a roll call, please?
You may, Ms. Colvin.
Here.
Mr. Jacobs.
Here.
And Mr. Kaufman.
Here.
You have a quorum, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have two meeting minutes approvals to be done, one from December 16th. May I have a motion for that, please?
Make a motion to adopt resolution, December 16th, minutes.
I will second that.
All in favor for accepting the meeting minutes for December 16th, say aye.
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 Any nays, like sign, motion's carried.
Right. And then the same for the December 29th meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve those December 29th meeting minutes.
And I will second.
All in favor of adopting the meeting minutes for December 29th, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays, like sign, motion is carried.
All right, do we have any changes to the posted agenda?
No.
Okay, great. All right, now we have, does anybody have any citizens' comments they'd like to come up for?
You know I do.
All right,
Okay. First thing I want to say is we need to go back to the revolution. We got taxation without representation here. That's what we fought the British for, and here we are in this little township doing the same. We don't have a fire department that is fully staffed, nor is it capable of fighting a fire because we've let all the volunteers go. And I can't believe that in less than 2 years, probably 20 volunteers have gone, and it's just, they moved on. Accountability, we're talking about. When Scott, we know accountability for the roads because the roads are cleared, trees are off, snow is off. Accountability for the zoning, that Stacy posts it, you see it come up in your email, you see it come up on Facebook, but we don't see accountability for the fire department. And the most accountability we want to know, Kelly's not here tonight, her son-in-law had a horrible accident and a stroke and a heart attack, so she's not here. We still have not heard from our freedom of information. We were told it was sent to the prosecutor's office. Why was that sent to the prosecutor's office? Got an answer, anybody? I would imagine it's the same things that were posted when he was hired.
Kelly was sent that today. She had
Oh, today? Yeah, just today, huh? That's the way it was last time. She
Yes,
got it
that's when the prosecutor.
5 minutes before 7.
That's when the prosecutor.
But I want to know why did it have to go to the prosecutor's office? It's probably everything that was listed when you were advertising for the chief. Why did you feel necessary for it to go to the prosecutor's office?
There was a couple things that we wanted to make sure that we were very transparent on, that we could be. And
I was talking about transparent.
we also wanted to make sure that there were some things that we, for privacy of the firefighters, that we didn't disclose of. And so we got clarification from the prosecutor's office to disclose everything. So it was a checks and balances. Unfortunately, our prosecuting office is very busy. So the chief was very much in communication with them on, trying to get this ball rolling. They did not respond as timely as what we would have liked. But
Because we're going on 3 months here almost, waiting on freedom of information. We shouldn't have to wait that long. The other thing I want to talk about is how long can we rely on these other townships to give us help? What are they going to say? You're draining my tax dollars, my residents' tax dollars, and you're draining our department. I mean, I'd be out beating the bushes trying to find volunteers. If you want me to go door to door, I will. That's what I would do. Saying, we need help. Who's willing to help? We can't just rely on saying, and as Chief stated, we have $3 million in that account, so we'll be good for 3 years. What do we do after that? what do we do? We need our volunteers back. I think, well, I feel that they were systematically gotten rid of. And you could have worked with them and said, there's a 20% margin of error in that FDR 1938 that says you can provide up to 20% bill, up to 20% of what you pay an employee. So is that brought up to them? Anybody?
They were paid this year.
No, I meant, did anybody say, this is what's gonna happen, here's what we have. We're sorry, but this is what the bill says,
It
and
was
they're
all
gonna enact
discussed in
it.
public meetings, yes. It was all discussed.
Was it discussed with the members that were there? The members that were on the department there? If you just work with us, we'll see that you get some money, but you gotta just work with us. Instead of, you're gonna give it to, in a public meeting, why don't you go to the members directly and say, here's what the bill says, here's what we can do. Have you even thought about giving the 20% to the members? No. To those volunteers? Probably not, huh?
Like you're talking about the full 20% of what
It says in the bill that up to 20%, and even on the,
Yeah.
the International Fire Association chiefs, it says you can give up to 20% of what you pay somebody. So if that person is running fire EMS, and we're paying them $20, $25 an hour, you can give up to 20% of what they're paid.
They were paid, what, $41 an hour this year? Is that what it was?
51.
$51.98 is what they made per credit.
So yeah,
They
there
were
was
very
this,
well paid.
so there was some discussion with the fact that the 20%, talking about, we had discussions open public, talked about even stipends, maybe looking at something like that in the future, saying, okay, well, let's do a quarterly stipend, but then again, you can look and see what runs, stuff like that, and what's the payment gonna be per quarter and stuff. I know we had discussions about that as well. Because this was a year-end thing, we had to figure out what was gonna be happening year's end, how much money do we dedicate to it, is it enough money, right? Or is it, could be too much, maybe it gets them over top of that 20%, then we're in trouble with that part too. But yeah, you're right, we did have some discussions with some of the things, with some of the volunteers, maybe not all of them, but, you know, I know I've tried to bounce some questions and answers off some of the other guys and everything, see what they had to say. You know, because their opinions about it, just like you're bringing stuff up here, which is great.
We have members that were 20, 30, 40 years on the department that are gone. And there's a reason they're gone. I think that when there's a problem and you have that many people walk out, that you should try to find out what the problem is, and you always start at the top. The other thing I want to know, like I said, how long are we going to wait on these other townships to give us help? Because we're draining their resources. I know we are. We're draining their manpower. We're draining their tax dollars. Doesn't that resonate with anybody to say, we really need to be getting some volunteers on here? The other last thing I have is, a few meetings back, and I haven't been here since then, Brad, you had asked the chief, now that the cadet program is 2 weeks going, how's it going? Into operation, how's it going? And he said, I don't know. You'll have to ask Dave. You're the chief. Why wouldn't you know that, how it's going? Do you delegate all this stuff and then you just sit in an office all day? I don't know what you do. Do you know what he does all day? Oh, you do? Okay. Well, why didn't he know about the cadet program? How was it going? I mean, that's something you should be proud of and want to know what's going on. Well, I understand it's past your 8 hours a day or your 40 hours a week to come back for the night or to come back into a big fire because you don't want to do that. We're relying on every other township, which is a shame because Wayne Township was one of the premier departments. And I feel like it's gone downhill, obviously. And we need to be out there hunting for volunteers because we can't afford to pay everybody. And we have so much rural area and fires spread when they're in the rural areas. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else have any citizens' comments? All right, moving on. We have the road department report, please.
Good evening, board.
Good evening.
Well, we kind of were inundated there for a little bit with some snow events, but we got through them without any incident. Just touching here on, I'm still working on getting the calibrations fine-tuned as far as our salt application. I'm getting that down to the mark here. I've made some adjustments. We'll need to get through another snow event to see.
It didn't look too bad.
How that
I mean,
worked.
It looked pretty good.
Right,
You know.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
make the number, or get what the computer's saying on the trucks and what we're actually putting down,
Yeah.
get those numbers closer together, so that what I'm reading, the data, is actually reflecting what we're actually putting down. So I reconfigured the liquid application on the other three trucks. The newest truck, which is the one I drive, it has a spray nozzle right at the spinner. So we reconfigured the other trucks to do that. It seems to do a better job, and the guys all seem to feel the same way, and it's getting better application of the B-heat onto the salt. The rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't have anything to add or update beyond that, unless the board has something they need to pass along to me.
No, I think they did an excellent job clearing the roads.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, thank you.
All right, moving on to the fire department report. Chief Beckett.
Good evening, board, how are you?
Good evening.
Thank you for having me. December wrapped up, we had 77 EMS runs for the month, 23 fire runs, for a total of an even 100. For the year, as we start working through our end-of-year report, what's not incorporated into these final numbers are like the cost for service. So anytime someone wants to do an open burn, they call the cell phone, I get their information, then I call the county, and those get paged out. These numbers are just runs that someone called 911, they need the fire truck or the ambulance. That's what these numbers reflect. So when you see the end-of-year report, you'll have those service call numbers, so it'll fluctuate by a few. So we did a total of 901 EMS calls for the year, 435 fire calls for the year, and a total of 1,336 calls for the year.
How much was those made by our department?
Excuse me.
Our shift lieutenant interviews are scheduled for the 22nd of this month. They'll have a panel interview with some area chiefs. We'll rank them by score after that, and then they'll have an executive interview with Assistant Chief Wallach. We're starting to work our end-of-year report. Our AEDs that we ordered, they're coming in part by part, so, and the majority of that was purchased on the Ohio EMS grant, so we'll have those in service hopefully by February 1st. We got like the carrying cases and the pads, so the big actual AED part, the important part, we're waiting on that. Josh Carter resigned, and Scott finished up to get that standards manual and sent it out to Kyle and I, and he did a really fantastic job on it. So, and that was sent out to the crews, so the crews know what to expect from the cadets, and what the cadets can do and what they can't do. So, and it was well done, so.
Yeah, we looked at that, that was good.
It's good.
The video is nice too.
Yeah, do you have the final video you want us to do?
Oh, yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
So, that's all I have. If anyone has
Any
any
questions,
questions.
anything?
And
No.
thank
All
you,
right,
Chief.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Ms. Stacy Lowing, the zoning department, oh, no report. But you do have a report. Okay, it says on the agenda, no report, but I'm like, that's what it was.
And more.
Yeah.
All right, so just the top is the normal, the permits that I issued in December. And then I have a summary here of part of 2025 in terms of the number of permits, just for informational purposes. 15 single-family homes, and the highest category, of course, is accessory buildings. And then I've on here you'll note how many hearings we've had. So the trustees had a site plan hearing, a couple of rezoning hearings. We've processed the zoning code amendments this year to the zoning code. The Board of Zoning Appeals had 10 hearings, 9 of which were variances and 1 conditional use. And the zoning commission had 2 rezonings and then the zoning code amendments. We've worked on the subdivisions. I left one off, the Country Lakes, and then also Settlers Grove subdivision. And then I wanted to add, there's been a lot happening just in the last few days here. I was out today, out at the proposed Saddlebrook Estates on Lytle Ferry Road. It was a site meeting with the County Regional Planning, the Soil and Water Health Department, and like AES, the school district, and the fire chief, just to discuss everything in the field. And so that will go forward to regional planning on, I just realized I lost the date here. Hold on. On January 22nd at the regional planning, that will be a public hearing. It's just a concept plans, there's no like lot lines or anything yet on the proposal. They have submitted and asked for a variance from regional planning on the street lighting, and so they're requesting individual light poles in the yards instead of the street lights. And so today, when I was out there, it indicated that the township would most likely want the light at the intersection to be put up at Lytle Ferry. But they said that if there's a variance granted, it's all or nothing. So they asked for no pole lights. And they're saying that regional planning would only look at as if you have a variance to not have any, but not like an option to just say, we're gonna require the 1 pole light. However, the plan really only would require 2 total, 1 in the cul-de-sac and 1 at the street. So we're gonna be asking, the trustees to make your recommendation on that variance request, and I'll submit it over to regional planning as part of their packet for the 22nd meeting.
But they're saying all or nothing then, either 2 or none, right?
That's what RPC is saying. It possibly could be 3, but most likely 2. So there'd be 1 in the subdivision standards call for 1 in that cul-de-sac at the back. They don't have a midpoint turnaround, so there wouldn't be 1. So it doesn't look like anything other than that, and the intersection would be what would be required under subdivision regs anyways, so.
But we require
that's-
1.
We don't, but we
require-
don't have, it's up to the county,
Okay.
right? It's their subdivision regulations, but they want your opinion on the request for a variance. So the developer wants a variance from the county's subdivision standards. You will give, an opinion as to what you would like
So
as
next
part of their
meeting,
packet.
we should decide that then?
No, I have to, all written comments are to be submitted by, let me see, January 15th, so that they can send their packet out.
Okay.
We'll come back to that.
Come back to it, okay. All right.
We're gonna come back to that today. It's not- Okay.
He's gotta have an answer today.
All right. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, anything else for Stacy, any questions?
Yeah, thank you, Stacy.
Thank you. Administrators report, Gus Edwards?
Okay, appropriations, still not sure, and I guess we have time, we got the first quarter to work on this, but, again, the general fund, there was the ask for, either purchasing out of the general fund or transferring funds from the general fund to the road and bridge fund for the skid steer and multiple attachments. We can come back to that later, or,
You just need a motion?
I just need direction. I don't know that we got clear direction the last time we brought it up. I think
It's
we were
just-
just thinking about it, so.
Let's just discuss and get it over with, I think.
I'll give you my opinion.
Okay, what's your?
Yes.
Yes, no,
Maybe-
well, but what about the transfer of funds into the, just take it out? I would transfer it over into the regular.
Transfer it in there, yeah,
Yeah.
transfer it in there and then.
And then-
That's up to
Yeah,
Scott.
that's,
I knew that was.
I would rather not transfer it, I would rather take it
Straight out of the.
straight out, because that's gonna be a lot more work. That's gonna be us passing additional resolutions, working with the county, because you're doing an fund transfer.
Okay, then do just
Okay.
another,
This would be just,
Keep it simple.
that, you need, the simplest is just to pay it out of the.
good information.
Okay. Did we have a, like, signed quote on that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it was included
Yeah, that
in
was-
one of your packets.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
while ago, yeah. Okay.
And so when I talked to the salesman, well, before the end of the year, yeah, he didn't anticipate any change,
Okay.
because the state bid contract with Deere, still had at least another year on it. So those prices should stay, where they were on that quote. I don't have that
Yeah.
quote on my clipboard right at the moment, but
How about a resolution for next time we can vote on?
Well,
on the-
And then, yeah, because we'll have to adjust the appropriations, because we don't have $150,000 in appropriations sitting there. Is that something that could wait yet until February, when we do final appropriations
Yeah.
in March?
I
Or,
I
the
should.
Right, yeah.
As long as I'll give him, I can get a letter of intent or something of that nature, or, my word should be good with him anyways.
Yeah, that would-
Been real easy. That we're planning on going ahead with it, we just gotta work out the paperwork, and he should be fine with that.
How soon would you get it after submit that? That's that resolution.
I'm gonna say within a month. Whenever you get the resolution passed and then, get an actual invoice or whatnot, and then we'll get that submitted to Scott, and then he'll do his thing with his, with the funds. And I would say, within a month's time, we should have it.
You're good, it's a good tool.
Yes.
We use it
Oh,
in our-
it will make a huge difference in our operation.
Did for ours, we carry poles in the backyard, we set poles with, take out poles.
Sure.
We do a lot of work with ours.
Well, and
So-
with the attachments that I had quoted, it'll allow us to be able to liquidate the old road grader that we have, which is getting some age on it, and parts are becoming a little bit difficult to come by, so, that we'll be able to liquidate that and, actually, have a lot more storage room. Not that we're not in storage room trouble as it is, but it will just make out more room. So, thank you.
All right, thank you.
The force, there was a discussion about the key cards and so forth. That we got the door here at the office, rekeyed, reported that last meeting. We had another company quote, I just received those quotes today, so I didn't get them in your packet. Matter of fact, I haven't had a chance to really look at them that close, so I'd like to just table that for right now.
Okay.
165 Miami Street, we're working on that property. Prosecutor's office, Assistant Prosecutor Bruce McGarry, worked with him for a couple of days last week, got him all the information he needs, and he said that he would have a sale agreement documents ready this week. He said either today or Wednesday, probably more likely. Because he only works 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I believe. So probably have those documents ready, like I say, tomorrow. And I'll know where to go from there. Property tax levy, fire department renewal levy needs a resolution of need. We'll have it ready for first meeting in January if possible. And so have it on the resolution drafted up for that, for you to vote on tonight. If you vote on this resolution, what it's going to do is basically state what our needs are, it recites the high revised code and so forth, and then it'll go to the auditor's office for approval, and then once they approve what the amount of money will generate, and it's gonna be a renewal levy, what it's gonna be the 2.45 levy, will just be a renewal, so we'll add any additional taxes to the residents. So don't expect any hindrance there, so that should come back as a positive. And then we'll have to pass a second resolution to actually put it on the ballot to go to the Board of Elections. So it's just a two-step process that we have to do on any levy that's put on. First resolution is of need, and the second resolution is to actually put it on the ballot. Next item, Saddlebrook Estates, that variance request, we'll talk about it, I guess, later in the work session. IT provider quotes, put those in your packet. The lead computer proposal, and then the next exit solutions. I took a look at those, and I've got David Dow, I'm waiting on his proposal to do the work for us, what his rate would be. I mean, I'm not saying no to either one of these, but boy, they look awful expensive. It's like,
Right.
yeah, it's half or three-quarters the cost of hiring employees, so, yeah, I'd like to table that until we get David's, he's agreed to do anything that we need as needed
Okay.
in the interim. And so hopefully I'll try to get that updated for next meeting, or get his quote in. ODOT update on US 42 and old 122. I think you guys got a copy of the email that was sent down to them from one of our residents, and they replied back. Since then, I've talked to the Director ODOT District 8, and he's informed me that those, actually, he called me and he wanted to know what was going on up here, just to find out if there was something different that we may have known locally that they weren't aware of, because the numbers are kind of skewed. The last 4 years, and I don't have my notes with me, but I think 4 years ago they had like 5 accidents, and then it jumped to 15, then it went back down to 10, and it was up to 20 and 25.
Wow.
So, I said, nope, nothing that we knew that was out of the ordinary had changed as far as traffic patterns and so forth. Again, they've ordered and they're gonna put up and erect here in the first quarter of this year, the intersection ahead signs with the LED lights on them, so that hopefully will help some. I think it's not gonna help the ones that are playing on their phones or doing something else, but we'll do that as an alternative until they get all the engineering work done and get ready for the roundabout and so forth, which probably won't be here till, I think he said 28 or 29. He was gonna try to also bump that up or push that up, as quick as he can, so it is on their higher priority list. And then anything else that he could come up with, he's willing to try or whatever.
That's good, we're on the radar.
Yeah, it's good we're on the radar, it's good that they're trying to do some interim solutions and, you know, like I say, I think it helped push that up to higher on their priority or to push to try to get it done, get the engineering work and the acquisition of properties, because that's gonna take, you know, that's something else that they gotta work out. It's gonna, depending on how it's designed, they may have to take, well, I should not
Don't say.
disclose how
Yeah,
it's
don't say.
designed. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna take your house, Brad, seriously. And, just one reminder that, I think the end of this week is, enrollment for OTA conference. You could still, pay at the door or whatever, but if you wanna get the discount, whatever, you have till Friday, I think, to enroll. That's all I have.
Any questions, yours?
Very much, thank you guys.
Thank you. All right, on to old business. Any safer grid updates?
I think it would be safe to assume that we did not receive it, since I haven't heard anything. I've sent emails that says, no.
Okay. What, oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's not on here, but
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
it's on.
I skipped right by you, I'm so sorry.
it's okay. Well, actually, I don't have a whole lot, because I've just been busy trying to close out the, you know, December and the quarter and the year, and, but I do have all the books open for January, so we're paying bills now again, and, hopefully, in the next 2 weeks, everything will be closed up, and, I'm hoping this week to have December closed out, so we can have the hard numbers of really what we've carried over. And so by next meeting, we should have all of that, and, so that's really what I've been just buried in, trying to do all that. But, so that's all I really have for tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, now we turn the page. All right, no safer grant update. The domain name, I don't know if we wanna try to roll that into that website. You guys saw that website thing that OTA put out, which I think sounds like a good deal. I mean, do you want me, I can take that on and try to investigate that? And see, like you said, do an analysis on our page and call the guy and,
Yes,
Here's
basically,
all the
what we
place.
need to do, see what we need.
Were you looking at the media package?
Silver,
That's what I
yeah,
thought.
the silver, yeah,
I thought that best suited us.
cause they would get the domain name for us, right?
should be.
Well, yeah,
Going to be a bit, yeah.
Thank
right.
Little input on that, I was gonna suggest wait till the conference, because I'm sure there's gonna be information out, because they're offering it, the township, you know, all townships, but that's 1,308 townships, but on the other hand, may not hurt to contact early.
Yeah, that's what I was
To
thinking. Yeah,
get in line,
get in line, that's right.
in the front of the line.
Be good.
Hey, Diane,
Yes.
when you're checking into this, I know, speaking with SCU in the past, if they could hook, or I don't know how they would communicate between the web people and them, but they would have the ability to set it up so that there would be a page, and they would have to create the page, but I don't know how they do the link stuff, but they would be able to go to it and then look up meeting minutes that we've uploaded automatically, so it's not.
Okay.
It's not
Yeah.
double work.
Right, exactly, we can just load it up and they would have access to that, or resolutions, or whatever we set it to.
Okay,
But I guess I just bring that as you're investigating that, maybe have that in mind too, and then, see if we can, because I think that'd be
That's a good idea.
a slick function that people could research through and stuff.
okay. So our current website name, I mean, our domain name that we're out there on the website with, that was what, GoDaddy, is that what we're,
No, honestly,
what is it?
isn't it, honest?
That's who we're running it through, Ionis, IONOS. But we're not exactly sure where we purchased the domain name from, and they've been to GoDaddy. So,
Do you think we'd wanna keep the same, so we don't confuse people if they have the link to it, or, I don't know.
We're gonna change our email addresses to that,
Yeah.
redone, the whole thing is changed.
That's
Yeah.
right, that's right. Okay, all right, we'll have to figure that out. All right, any other old business? Okay,
Done?
new business, do we have any questions or concerns of the bills?
I know.
I do not.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented tonight.
I will second.
Roll call vote, Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
and Mr. Jacobs.
Yes.
All right, this motion's passed.
All right, we'll move on to legislation. We'll come back to that, the lighting, maybe after the resolutions here. That's all right. Okay.
And in order.
All right.
First one is a resolution appointing the Wayne Township officers and representatives for the year 2026. And this is resolution 2026-01. And last meeting, Brad and I had kind of talked about me being the president and Andy being the vice president. So that's what the resolution has in here. And then we have executive committee for the Warren County Planning Commission as Gus and Stacy. And does anybody have any questions on what we have here?
Maybe not.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 2026-01.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs.
Yes.
And Ms. Colvin.
Yes.
This resolution adopted the 6th day of January.
All right, resolution 2026-02 is authorizing township officials to attend local, state, and national conferences and authorizing reimbursement of payment for their expenses incurred while attending those meetings during 2026. I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2026-02.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
Ms. Colvin.
Yes.
This resolution's passed the 6th day of January.
All right, resolution 2026-03, approving the payment of county and state association dues from the general fund for the year 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-03.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call vote, Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
and Mr. Kaufman.
Yes.
This resolution's passed the 6th day of January.
All right, on to resolution 2026-04, to set or fix the annual salary of township trustees as permitted and determined by LRC 505.24.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-04.
I'll second.
All right, roll call vote, Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
and Ms. Colvin.
Yes.
This resolution's passed the 6th day of January.
All right, resolution 2025-05, approving the disposition of township property by means of internet auction. And this, we don't have anything specific in here to auction off, it's just in a global thing in case we miss anything.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-05.
I'll second.
All right, Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
and Mr. Kaufman.
Yes.
This resolution's passed the 6th day of January.
All right, resolution 2026-06, this is requesting the county auditor to certify to Wayne Township the total current tax evaluation of Wayne Township and the dollar amount of revenue that would be generated by a 2.45 mil renewal tax levy. This is for the fire department. And this is just, as Gus explained, the starting point. It's not approving that we're gonna put the renewal levy out there, it's just to get the dollar amounts from the auditor.
We make a motion to adopt resolution 2026-06.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call vote, Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs.
Yes.
And Mr. Kaufman.
Yes.
This is passed the 6th day of January.
Resolution 2026-07, accepting the resignation of Joshua Carter from the Wayne Township Fire Department. Do you have any commentary?
Wish him the best in his future endeavors.
Okay. He's, I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2026-07.
And I will second that. I just want to say I appreciate his service and stuff. I've seen him out there a lot of times, running a lot of calls, fire. He did a great job, so thank you, Josh.
All right, roll call vote, Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
and Mr. Kaufman.
Yes.
And this resolution is passed the 6th day of January.
That was a long motion, wasn't it?
All right, let's go back to the street lighting. If you have that, you could pull that diagram back up.
Well, I was just gonna ask the question.
Okay.
It goes to Scott, I defer to Scott as well, but, so, what I was looking at is having a street light at the intersection. I was getting some of your opinions with it too. Do you really need to have a street light in
I-
the subdivision, or just basically out by the road?
I think, you know, for the general safety, no longer than what the street's gonna be. I think general safety for just at the intersection with Lyle Ferry,
And I agree with that too.
would be sufficient.
Okay.
Especially if each individual home is gonna have, you know, a yard light, for lack of a better term.
Yeah,
You know, one in the cul-de-sac, I mean, I guess I understand what the RPC is saying, if, you know, if they're gonna grant a variance for nothing, it's either all, or, you know, I understand their point of view. So, and we're only talking about 2 streetlights. But it's 2 streetlights that we have to, we gotta collect the fee from each property in that subdivision. But as far as my, opinion of it, one at the intersection with Lyle Ferry would be sufficient.
But they said we couldn't do that.
They said they applied for the variance, and so the variance is either they're gonna have to have them, or they're not gonna have to.
They're gonna have
So-
0,
So the
2.
variance is like to have the
So
street.
0, 2, so if that's the case, then to get one at the intersection for safety, then they're gonna have to have one in the cul-de-sac. So my recommendation would be deny the variance. For whatever that's worth.
I make a motion to deny the variance.
I second that.
Let's back
Here we go,
up.
back.
The variance is,
Variance is at regional
is
plan.
up to the executive committee at regional planning. So, what I need from this board is the authorization to write a letter to, regional planning to, uphold the subdivision regulations and not approve the variance request. And then I sit on executive committees, and then I will lobby against people on the executive committee to deny that variance for the reasons that you guys have stated.
So then
You
they'll,
guys don't really have authority to do either one, but, so you really don't have complete control, but you got input.
You have the power of recommendation.
so they'll decide whether it's 0 or 2.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, but
But
it,
we just wanted your
All right.
input so that
but it
they
will
knew
not
what
be,
the township wanted.
it will not be every house then. Most likely, if we say no.
No, they're not going to.
If they were granted the variance, and every house would
Right.
have a pole.
Right.
If they're not granted the variance, then they'll have to put the 2 lights up, and they won't have to put the individual lights in. They still could, but
Yeah, as a developer still could.
Yeah,
they could,
well
they
then,
wouldn't have to.
we recommend that you send a letter asking that they deny the variance.
Okay, I agree,
I agree.
okay. All right, clear as mud. We're good
Thank
on
you,
that
Scott.
then.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. Thank
No
you.
problem.
Any other new business that we missed? All right. Correspondence this new year.
I don't have
The only I have is, High Department Transportation is our mileage report that needs to be signed by all 3 trustees to send to the county engineer, to send to Columbus to get approved. So pass that down, if you guys will sign that. I'll get that taken care of.
All right. Do we have any elected officials' comments tonight? I'm saying happy New Year.
I just want to thank everybody for the 2025, all the hard work that you guys have done here with staff and such, you know. Welcome 2026, it's here,
Saddle up.
that's right.
I will say, in conversations with all my guys, this has been, this winter season thus far has been one of the most active ones that we've had in a very, very long time. With my 25 and Kurt not too far behind me, I'd say 17, 18, we're both, you know, you always get maybe onesies and twosies in December, maybe one in late November, whatever, but as of right now, I think we're at 11 events that we have been out on. So I hope the new year bodes a little better than that.
Stay warm or stay cold.
That's right, yeah, make up, let Mother Nature make her mind up.
I don't think any need for a work session or executive session, I don't believe so.
Can I ask one thing? If anybody's going to the OTA meeting, could you bring up that FLSA to the
I
other
will.
townships?
Make a motion to adjourn at 7:46 tonight.
I will second.
All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
And nays, like sign, motion's carried.